Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's Mary, and I'm here with this week's edition of 90 Days and 900 Seconds, Season 10, Episode 8. Do you take one another? Honestly, none of these couples should take one another, and that includes Devin and Nick, and I'm going to get into why. If I was going to rate this episode, I would give it a solid C minus. Jasmine had another temper tantrum. I'm going to get into that as well. So let's set 900 seconds on the timer so I could get into it all, especially how disappointed I am in Sophie. And I'm going to get into that first. So, Sophie and Rob, when we last left her, she was so mad at him, but she didn't know what to do. Well, apparently, all it takes is a rose, a beach rental Airbnb with some indoor plumbing, and her favorite chicken dinner for her just to forgive him. And for her to say, it technically wasn't cheating. Well, yes, it was. Okay. And girl, I can't believe that you gave in that easy. He shows up with this rose and like a half-ass apology. And before you know it, she was jelly. She was putty and jelly in his hands. And then he like rents this expensive Airbnb with indoor plumbing. And even though she says it's not a turn on, she was turned on by it. Okay. And before you know it, she was like, oh, I forgive you, Rob. I forgive you. I'm not going to do a British accent. I forgive you, Rob. I mean, even her mom was like, what in the bloody hell is going on? You have to leave the apartment to talk to me. And she was like, oh, Mom, it's just for privacy. And mom is not liking this. Okay. Mom is not a Rob the Knob fan to begin with. I mean, she's the one who gave him the nickname. Okay. So mom is flying out and she's going to be there in a week or two. And to her, it is an SOS mission. Okay. Because even Sophie said so herself. Rob thinks being romantic and treating her well is doing, these expensive grand gestures. Well, all she wants him to do is treat her nice. Well, mom is going to fly out and make sure that Rob knows what the hell he has to do for her little princess. And I don't see this turning out well because Rob the Knob could be a knob. Okay. He is a knob. Let's just put it out there. He's a knob. And I cannot believe that Sophie was swayed with a rose, some indoor plumbing, and her favorite chicken dinner. Girl, come on. Okay. Devin and Nick. I mean, this episode, they were boring as heck. But in the preview for next week, I cringed. Okay. So they arrived and, they're leaving Korea. Nick is nervous but excited about coming to the US. He never thought about coming to the US before. They arrive in the US. Devin's parents are waiting there for them. Nick is, nervous. He's like, please bear with my English. And it just hit Devin that they have to focus on getting married, that the clock is ticking, that this is day 1 of 90 days. Girl. Like, hello. Yeah, the clock is ticking. So they need to focus on getting married. Then the preview of next week that made me cringe shows them sitting at, like a family gathering, all of Devin's family's there. And Nick, was talking about Devin's body size and saying, oh, you're not so fat. You're only a little bit of piggy. Only a little bit of piggy, and patting her stomach, piggy in front of her whole family. And I'm just like cringing. I'm like, oh. So, yeah. Now, moving on to Nikki and Igor, because I'm going to leave Gino and Jasmine for last. Okay. They're visiting Igor's parents. And mom still has pictures but when Nikki visited 15 years ago. And Nikki is so touched that mom still has these pictures. Okay. And she's amazed that mom didn't close her heart to her. And mom starts getting emotional, because she remembers how upset Igor was the first time he went to America, and when he came back all those years ago, how upset he was. And mom starts getting emotional, and Nikki's like, oh shit, this is not turning out well. I didn't want it to turn out this way. Igor goes out there, gives a pep talk to his mom. Mom, you can do this. You can be strong, Mom. You can be strong. Mom pulls herself together after a short break, comes back into the room, and everything is fine. Everybody's loving each other. Everything is fine. And Nikki realizes maybe, just maybe, she's being a little hard on Igor because he is trying. I mean, look what he did with his parents. He's been preparing his parents and everything. And you know what? Maybe, just maybe, she's been a little hard on Igor, which this will last until the next episode when she finds something else to pick on him about. But anyway, so now, speaking about picking, pick. Ashley and Manuel, they had an argument over coffee. Yeah, they did. Okay, so Ashley was going to take Manuel out on errands to get him out of the house. And Manuel was like, why do you drink so much coffee? Like, you spend so much money on coffee. The money that you spend on coffee, like the 4 coffees that you drink a day, only drink 2. And the money that you save on 2 could be applied towards something else. And Ashley's like, but you don't get it. If I save $8 on coffee, that those $8 are going to be used on gas. So I'm not really saving anything. And they're arguing over coffee. Now, my question to you, Manuel, is you're not working. None of this is your money. So who the fuck are you to complain about how much money Ashley is spending on coffee? If Ashley wants to spend all of her money on coffee, that's her business. It's her money, dude. Okay? So anyway, they get in the car, and Ashley has phone in one hand, coffee in the other hand, driving with her elbow, basically. Okay? And Manuel can't deal with it. Suddenly, it bothers him that his wife is an octopus. Okay? She asks him to hold her jar of coffee while she opens a can of coffee, and she drinks the coffee as she's driving with her phone and her elbow and her knee and her big toe. And Manuel just flips out on her. And they're arguing in the car over the fact that, why does she need so much coffee? So Ashley proceeds to call her friend. Okay, mind you, her phone is like mounted on her steering wheel for some reason, like this. Okay, so I don't know how the hell she could see. So she's talking on her phone to her friend in English while Manuel is sitting in the passenger seat about him, about the argument that they're having, about how she can't believe that they're having this argument, having a meltdown, the whole 9 yards, while he's sitting there. Okay, yeah, this is going to turn out really, really well. You guys drop me a comment how long you think this marriage is going to last, because she did marry him. He's still here, okay? He was at that 90-day party in September. He's still here. So obviously they got married. This stuff is filmed at least 6 months ago, in my estimation, okay? 4 to 6 months ago. He is still here, okay? So drop me a comment on how long you think this marriage is going to last. So they go to meet her friends to make candles. Yeah, this is going to go really well. Okay. So they're like, smelling the scents and whatever. And the only thing that these two have in common is sex. I'm sorry. Okay. That's the only thing that keeps these two together. And we all know after a while, the sex burns out and then the relationship itself burns out. It's like, okay. So they're sitting there with her friends, and the subject comes up that Manuel expects Ashley to send his family at least $300 a month. Because, when he was back home, he was making money so he could send his family at least $600 a month. So he's expecting at least $300 a month to be sent back home to his family. Like, like Ashley, like, what the hell? And Ashley's like, excuse me? I didn't know about this. And they get into another argument in front of her friends. And her friends are sitting there like this, like, and he gets up and he leaves and he's like, I'm going to walk home. That's one thing that he's become really, really good at, walking home. I bet you he knows all of Rochester by like the back of his hand at this point. Okay? Because he has walked home twice on camera. Imagine how many times off camera he's walked home, okay? Hot mess, these two. Hot mess. Clayton and Annalie. Clayton, how do you have guinea pigs when you have an allergy? What the hell? Okay, so him and Annalie are giving the guinea pigs a bath in a kiddie pool in the kitchen. Okay, very romantic. And Annalie's just like, I did not appreciate the way your sister treated me. And he's like, I know, we're gonna meet up. I haven't spoken to her, but I will speak to her because we have to resolve this. He's like, I realize these two most important women in my life, I have to resolve this. Then Annalie goes and calls her mom because she's like, I haven't been able to talk to her. Calls her mom, and her mom is in real fragile health. Okay. She has glucose issues, arthritis, osteoporosis, and she's been sick for 8 years. And Annalie, it really took a lot for her to leave her mom to come to the States to be with Clayton. So she's talking to her mom, and it's an emotional scene. And basically, they go to meet Brandy again at a apple picking orchard in Indiana, where Brandy lives, which I think personally, this meeting spot much better than the bourbon tasting place where Clayton picked the first time, because alcohol and, volatile situations really do not mix. If your sister has a potential of going from 0 to 2,000 and putting alcohol in her was not a good idea. But anyway, they're at the apple orchard, no alcohol in sight, and Brandy's not turned up. Okay, Brandy's very apologetic. Annalie explains about the situation with her mom and how it took a lot for her to come to the States, and hearing Brandy say that she was just here for a green card really hurt her. Brandy apologized. They hugged, and everything seems hunky-dory between them. So now Clayton thinks he's going to get some. They go to this dusty hotel in Indiana. I'm sorry, the hotel was dusty. Okay. They go in this room. Clayton sets up the fake candles. Okay. He couldn't even bring real candles. He sets up fake candles. Okay. Annalie is going to get ice or whatever she was doing. He sprawls out on the bed and like this not sexy pose. Like, okay. She walks in and she's like, if he thinks that was a sexy pose, okay. And he asks her if she wants a massage. Sure. Gives her a massage. They kiss a little bit, and she's like, okay, could you turn off the lights because I want to go to sleep? And he's like, what? And she's like, yes, I want to go to sleep. So basically, he didn't get any that night either. So Clayton is still not getting ass. Now, moving on, Gino and Jasmine. At least Gino was attempting to use his engineering skills to put Coco's steps together. Okay? He was upstairs, minding his own business, putting Coco's steps together like a good doggy daddy does. And before you know it, Jasmine came, stomping into the bedroom, wearing something, looking like she should be in the Queen's Parade or something. I have no idea what the fuck she was wearing, but oh boy. Okay, she comes stomping in, and Gino's like, so how is your mani-pedi? And she's like, fine. And she's like, let me ask you a question, Gino. What did you do the day before I arrived? And Gino's like, nothing much. I hung out with my family. More specifically, what did you do with Dana and this oh, you mean my bachelor party? Oh, so you had a bachelor party? Yes. Why didn't you tell me, Gino? We all know why he didn't tell you, Jasmine. Because you would have cut his penis off Lorena Bobbitt style while he was sleeping. Because you didn't ask me about it, Jasmine. How could I ask you about it, Gino, when I didn't know about it? So where did you go, Gino? Where did you go? We went to a strip club. What? And there were strippers there, Gino? Did you touch the strippers, Gino? Did you look at the strippers, Gino? And then, of course, production cuts. Because production is so shady. They cut to Gino at the strip club, basically being ridden like a pony, enjoying the strippers, enjoying booty in his face, enjoying what a man does at a bachelor party, at a strip club. And when Jasmine sees that footage, I sincerely fear for Gino's life. But anyway, Gino's like, I went out with my family for a nice night of family entertainment with strippers, Jasmine. What is the problem, Jasmine? And this prompted Jasmine's meltdown. 2022 million billion of Jasmine's like, fuck you, Gina. I wanna go home. You don't want me here. Yeah, I'm gonna spare you the rest of her meltdown. But yeah, she had a meltdown. She took off her ring. She threw it at him. She stomped out of the room. Her and her green queen royal parade dress, whatever the hell she was wearing. And yeah, and Gino's like, I really think she needs help. She needs help. Even Coco was looking at her like, you need help. She is melting the fuck down. So that is all for this week. Thank you so much for watching me. Please subscribe if you don't already. Please hit that like button. Share my video with a friend or 10. Check out wordonthestreetreality.com for all the tea you need. And consider joining my membership. There should be a join button on my banner and a link in my description box for $5.99, I think it's a pretty good bargain for some pretty good tea. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.